Hey, future me. So, if you're watching this, it probably means that there is a social or community event that you need to go to and you're thinking about skipping it again. You've got 100 reasons not to go, I'm sure, but let's talk about why you should. So I know the feeling that you're going through. It is so all-encompassing and it's so clear. Like, I don't need to go. I've got so many other really important things to do. But I just want to remind you of the times that you have felt this feeling before and you've actually gone to the event. And I want you to think back and remember the people that you met in those events. I want you to remember the connections that you made. I want you to remember the opportunities and the sense of connection that came from being around those people, the sense of community that it brought, the laughter that we shared from hanging out in somebody's pool while we were sipping cocktails and just relaxing and chatting and chilling out and talking about where we came from in the different countries and all their problems and why we love it so much in the place that we were at, and the different life stories that you got to hear, all those different perspectives. This is such an important part of your life philosophy, that perspective is the key to world peace. And I remind you, future me, that this value that you hold is as a result of meeting so many people from around the world. And so I urge you to remember that going out and attending these kinds of events and social gatherings is the thing that has crafted who you are, or who you are at this time of me making this video. So that's the first thing. You grow, you become a better person as you interact with others and you share new perspectives. The other thing to remember that I think is important is, and this is obvious, but FOMO is real. I know you like to think that you are somewhat immune to FOMO, but if we're honest with ourselves, it still hurts. You imagine all the things that were going on, you feel a bit of disconnect at not being a part of whatever was going on at that venue. And so I think sometimes it's really important for you to remember that you are closing yourself off to whatever doors might open to you and your family if this opportunity is lost. So yeah, remember the people you meet, the perspectives that you gain, build your character. And number two, FOMO is real. Okay, so I think it's really important for you to just remember that this is okay. This is a struggle that is very common, and it's a struggle that is worth putting in effort into overcoming. We definitely tend to enjoy our alone time, the time where we can recharge, where we don't necessarily have any obligations to other people, where we don't have to show up in a way that gives something to others in any way. We can just be, and that allows a sense of total freedom in that space and in that time. And that's fine, that is something that we value. The other thing as well is I think that we definitely prefer productivity perhaps over presence. We get this amazing sense of fulfillment, this amazing sense of accomplishment, and that we're moving forward by sitting and doing something and producing something that then we can hold on to and feel proud of ourselves later on. And it's difficult to do that when we are in company in groups of people. And so once again, that's normal. Thirdly, we know this about ourselves, that when we are around large groups of people, it takes a lot of energy. At the end of that, we always feel drained. We always feel like we want to just take a break and recharge, and I guess just make sure that we are able to bring our best selves into every moment, and it just takes a lot of effort to do that. It's hard, and that's okay, and we can overcome it. So now I want to remind you why it matters. You've heard it said so many times before that the quality of your relationships dictates the quality of your life. And you know that to be true in your heart, and you wish it weren't, I'm sure, and I understand that. But it doesn't have to be such a fight. It doesn't have to be giving all of your time and all of your energy to that. It's not all or nothing. And so I want to just remind you that it's not necessarily about performance when you are in such a situation. It's just about presence. It's just about being there. I think we forget that relationships are not built in one single massive moment that just makes this huge impression on so many people. Strong relationships are built in small steps over a long period of time, where we build trust and we start to joke together and we start to feel comfortable and we start to share a bit of ourselves with other people and others with us. And that kind of connection does not require so much energy. And I know it feels like it takes much more energy than you feel like you might have at this point. However, sometimes just showing up is okay. You don't even have to stay that long either. You can just stay long enough to show people that you care and that they matter to you. That is what is important. And so I think that is my major message to you. Take the pressure off of yourself. I think that's the main thing that is holding you back, is that you feel like when you are there, you're losing out in some way and you have to give so much of yourself. And you don't necessarily have to. I think you can still build those connections in a small way. And as you are in those environments, you'll get better. Hang in there. So I know you. And something that I think is important to just manage and diminish in your mind is the value that you place on the thing that you wish you were doing instead of the thing that you need to do. Example, the social gathering that you should be going to or are thinking about not going to. And once again, I want to remind you to give yourself a break. I want you to remind yourself that you work really hard, because I know you. You enjoy it. You get a rush from that. You find value in working hard, and it makes you feel like you're useful, like you have a purpose, and like you can put something that is valuable on this world. And what you do is enough. Just because you go to a social event and you cannot put energy into the things that you want to do, whether that be being productive in some way or resting in some way so that you can be productive later on, it's okay. You can do that another time. You certainly are very good at prioritizing that time in your life, if we're honest. And you'll give yourself the time to do the things that you want to do. Not every moment, not every free moment needs to be given to whatever project you're working on, or to resting in the way that you are accustomed to resting in. You can maybe learn to rest in other ways and recharge in other ways. So give yourself a break. You don't need to work so hard. Okay, future me. I know there's like a million other things that you can say to yourself in this moment, but I just want to say I'm proud of you for actually going and clicking on this video just to try to convince yourself to go. You know all these things already, clearly, and you probably know a lot more than I do right now, and I look forward to that. And all there is left to say right now is get up, go put on your shoes, and go. You'll be okay.